There is a kind of pain that has nothing to do with losing someone. It comes from refusing to admit they are already gone. You keep knocking on a door that stopped opening long ago, convinced that one more try, one more word, one more year of waiting will finally bring back what you lost. And the strangest part is this: while you exhaust yourself against that closed door, you never once think to ask what might be standing right behind you. Some of the most painful years of a life are not spent suffering a loss. They are spent refusing to accept one. This story is not about a person. It is about something far simpler and far more honest, because it cannot lie to itself the way we do. Stay until the end, because the moment this story turns will make you ask yourself a question you may have been avoiding for a very long time. There once lived a small bird with bright feathers, born deep in a green forest where he flew freely between tall trees. One day, a man found him injured on the forest floor and carried him home. The man fed him, healed his wing, and kept him in a cage on his terrace. For many months, the bird and the man grew close. The man spoke to him every morning, fed him from his own hand, and the bird learned to trust him completely. Slowly, the bird stopped thinking of the forest at all. His whole world became this one man's attention and care. Then, one season, the man's life changed. He grew busy, distracted, tired. He visited the terrace less often. He forgot to speak softly to the bird the way he once did. Eventually, one morning, he opened the cage door, left the terrace, and simply stopped coming back the way he used to. The bird did not understand freedom. He understood only that something he depended on had pulled away. Near the open cage stood a tall glass window, and beyond it, the man could sometimes be seen moving through the house. The bird flew straight toward that window, toward the man, toward the warmth he remembered. He struck the glass hard. It did not break, but he did not stop. He believed if he tried again, harder this time, the barrier would finally give way, and the man would notice him and love him again the way he once had. Day after day, the bird returned to that same window. He beat his wings against it, cried out, threw his small body at the glass again and again. He fell to the floor exhausted, rested only a moment, then rose and struck it once more. His feathers grew ragged. A thin line of blood appeared near his beak. Neighbors who passed by the terrace sometimes stopped to watch, confused. Just beyond the open side of the terrace, sunlight poured freely onto green branches and open sky. Nothing blocked that path, yet the bird never turned toward it. His eyes, his whole small heart, stayed fixed on the one closed window, the one glimpse of the man he still longed for. Weeks passed this way. The bird's strength faded with every failed attempt. He no longer flew high or far. He only had enough energy left to lift himself toward the glass one more time, fall, and try again. He had forgotten that wings were made for anything other than this single, painful motion. One afternoon, in the middle of another failed attempt, a second bird landed quietly on the terrace railing. He was older, his feathers duller, his eyes calm in a way the young birds were not. He did not fly toward the glass. He did not seem interested in it at all. He simply sat, cleaning his wings, glancing occasionally at the forest beyond, as though the window did not exist. A young bird, bleeding and exhausted, paused mid-flight and stared at him. "Why don't you try the window?" he cried. "Don't you want to get through?" The older bird tilted his head, unbothered. "I did once," he said simply, "for a long time. Then one day I turned around." He said nothing more, spread his wings, and flew calmly out through the open side of the terrace, disappearing into the trees without looking back even once. A young bird stood frozen, staring at the empty space where the older bird had just vanished. For the first time, the sound of his own wings hitting glass suddenly felt foolish in his ears. One evening, after another fall, the bird lay still on the terrace floor, too tired to rise immediately. For the first time in a long while, he was not looking at the glass. He was simply breathing, staring at nothing, his small chest rising and falling with exhaustion. In that stillness, something shifted. He noticed the wide, warm light spreading across the floor behind him, light that had been there the entire time, pouring in from the completely open side of the terrace. He turned his head slowly, and for the first time in months, he truly saw it. An open path leading straight out into the sky, wide and waiting, exactly as it had been since the very day the man first walked away. He did not understand in that moment why he had never noticed it before. He had spent so many days pressed against one closed piece of glass that the rest of the world had simply disappeared from his mind. The opening had never moved. He had simply never turned to look for it. Slowly, painfully, the bird rose to his feet. His wings still ached from the many falls. He hesitated, glancing once more at the closed window, at the faint shape of the man moving somewhere inside the house, indifferent, unaware, unmoved by any of it. Something in the bird finally let go. He turned his back fully to the glass. He spread his wings, weak but still whole, and pushed off from the terrace floor one last time. This time, he did not fly forward into a wall. He flew upward, out through the open side, into air that had been waiting for him all along. The sky opened around him, vast and bright, filled with the scent of leaves and wind he had almost forgotten. He flew higher than he had in a very long time, past the terrace, past the rooftops, until the house, the window, and the man inside, it became small shapes far below him, and then nothing at all. He did not look back again. This story carries a truth that reaches far beyond a small bird and a terrace window. So many of us spend our days pressed against a closed door, begging someone who has already stopped caring to open it one more time. We throw our energy, our pride, our very strength against the same unmoving glass, convinced that one more attempt will finally make them turn around. And the entire time, without ever noticing, we forget to look behind us, where an open path has been waiting quietly, patiently, since the very moment they first walked away. Think honestly about your own life. Is there a closed door you keep striking against? A person's attention you keep begging for? A version of love or approval that stopped being offered long ago, though you refuse to accept it? How much of your strength, your joy, your time, have you spent facing that one closed window instead of turning around? The cost of fighting a closed door is this. While you exhaust yourself trying to break through something that will not open, you miss the open sky that has been right behind you the whole time. Stop breaking your heart and your head against a door that was never going to open again. Turn around. The door behind you was left wide open the moment they stopped caring. All you have to do now is fly through it.